So let's do Miles Ahead, which is directed by, co-written by, and starring, and indeed partly composed by Don Cheadle. And it is a fanciful, although he prefers the word metaphorical, story of Miles Davis, set over a number of different time frames. The central time frame is end of 1970, 1979. Miles Davis has fallen silent for a few years, and he is visited by Ewan McGregor's wannabe Rolling Stone journalist, who, in, I have to say, rather unconvincing fashion, knocks on his door and says, Mr. Davis, I know you're in there. I just want to get an interview. And the two of them then go off, well, frankly, into the night in what is a strange mix of musical biopic, jazz-like invention, and strange throwback exploitation movie mashup. Here's a clip.
Look, I think we just got off on the wrong foot. I just need a little background. I mean, I could write some book out of a magazine, but I'd rather hear it in your own words, you know?
Miles Davis story, my word.
That would be great.
Go right. Okay. I was born. I moved to New York, met some cats, made some music, did some dope, made some more music. Then you came to my house.
That's it.
Great, I guess I'll fill in the blanks later. That's what all you writing mother do anyway, right? Right turn.
Which in a way gives you the sort of the general sense of the film. Now, what then happens is that we flip between different time periods as Miles Davis, as played by Don Cheadle, attempts to recapture his inspiration, flashing back to his past relationship and the inspiration that it caused, forward to the present, and also then intercut with another apparently later television interview in which he begins the movie by saying, don't just give, if you want to tell a story with some attitude. And that's kind of what the film is attempting to do. Now, on the positive front, I think what Don Cheadle's done with this is kind of adventurous. He describes the structure of the film as being modal, like modal jazz, is that, it's kind of going back and forth between these two sort of four contrapuntal ideas, and it mixes and mismatches its ideas. And there are some rather nice hallucinogenic flourishes. It's kind of a repetitive boxing motif, which at one point they're at a boxing match and the boxers turn into jazz musicians in the ring. We see visions of the past and the present intertwining. We hear music overlapping, and we see live performance, which is also theatrical, but we also have at the centre of it this, as I said, rather fanciful story of the Rolling Stone, in inverted commas, Rolling Stone, because there's a question about whether he really is a Rolling Stone journalist, turning up and saying, I really want to get the story, and then them going off in a car together, and then being involved in a caper which involves stolen tapes and gunfights and car chases and all manner of stuff that I have to say, from my point of view, drags it rather into the territory of Grand Theft Parsons, which is that I'm not sure that you actually need this kind of invention. When Cheadle's been talking about it, he said that the whole point is that what he didn't want to do was to do a straight biopic. What he wanted to do was something that captured the anarchic spirit, the original gangster spirit, as he describes it, of Miles Davis. And I confess that element didn't entirely come together for me. There was parts of me I just thought, just give me just the facts, man. Just give me the straight story. However, I understand that what he's trying to do is structurally and in terms of the form of the film, to mirror the adventurousness of the jazz, and also, although apparently Davis hated it being referred to as jazz, he preferred the term social music, and also this repetitive motif that occurs throughout the film, which is all that stuff is old. We don't want old. What we want is new. Why would you revisit the past? Why would you do something that we already know? So in fact, the film almost writes into its DNA this kind of logic of saying, well, we're not going to do a fact, and we are going to have characters who are effectively younger versions of the young Miles. We are going to play fast and loose with the facts. We're going to draw on myth and legend and invention, and it didn't quite work for me, but even in not quite working, I thought there were things about it. It's certainly a film that's made with a lot of passion, certainly a film that's made with a lot of conviction, and certainly a film that's made by somebody who is, absolutely committed to their subject matter. As I said, it didn't fully come together for me, but it wasn't without certain pleasures. And one of the great pleasures was that Don Cheadle is actually really good as being the various incarnations of Miles Davis.